afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's workout. Just make sure you got yourself a little bit of space on the floor as usual, and some water to hand as well. We will be taking a few breaks throughout, so I'll let you know when you've got a chance to grab a drink. Let's just get started with a few stretches. So we're going to start with our right foot just slightly out in front of the left, and you're going to keep a nice straight leg and reach down towards your toes. So just trying to feel a little stretch in your hamstrings, depending on how tight your hamstrings are, how low down you'll be able to reach. Okay, let's just change legs. So just switch in left leg in front of the right. And if you go a bit like a tram track position, then you should be able to keep your good balance as you reach down. One last one. Okay, just coming up to a standing position, just start to circle the arms, nice big circles coming from your shoulders. Okay, one last one for each side. Now you can just change the direction of those circles and make them both arms. So maybe if you want to do a few in one direction and then change and get a few going in the other direction. Okay, we're just going to bring those arms out. You're going to pull back on the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Okay, last two. And one quick set squat. So feet about hip width apart, sending your hips down and back, bending at the knees. Keep your weight through your heels. Okay, just three more. One last one. All right, let's give your legs a little shake. We're going to start with a little warm-up round. Just 30 seconds work, 4 exercises. We're just going to move straight through with no break. We'll do it twice. So you basically got 4 minutes of moving now without a rest. So we've got heel kicks, which it's like running, but with your heels up. We've got star jumps, nice and easy. Then we got plank twists. So we're going to come into a plank position. You're going to lift one arm, look up to the ceiling, and then rotate over to the other side. And then we got cross jumps. So you're just crisscrossing the feet. So 10 seconds to get ready. If you need a quick drink, you've got 10 seconds to get one. Then we start on those heel kicks, 30 seconds on each exercise. No break, and let's try and go through it twice. So heel kicks first. You want to try and kick your heels up towards your bum. So we are still getting warmed up, so just set yourself a nice steady pace, something that you can maintain. Keep your shoulders back nice and straight. Try and be nice and light on your feet as well. Okay, last 5 seconds now. When the bell goes, we're changing to star jumps. So again, keep it nice and light on your feet. We're not bending the knees too much here. You're just landing softly. So just a little bend on the knees as you land. Okay, last 5 seconds are coming now. Okay, so when the bell goes, down into your plank. You're going to lift one arm, look up to the ceiling, place it down, rotate the other way. So keep both feet on the floor for this, or both sets of toes. Okay, we need to come up. We got cross jumps. So you're just crisscrossing the feet here. So I just keep switching leg. One time the right foot's in front, the next time the left. And again, just a little bend on the knees you land, we're not bending too deep. All right, we need to change back to your heel kicks. Okay, last time round, just all those 4 exercises, we're going to do it again. Okay, last 5 seconds, then we move on to our star jumps. Okay, so arms up in the air. If you don't want to jump here, you've always got the option to lower it down. Keep it lower impact. Okay, last 3 seconds. Okay, down into your plank position. So you're going to twist and twist. If you're struggling in a plank, you could drop to your knees and do the same thing from a half plank position. So take your option. Last 10 seconds here. Cross jumps again. And again, if you didn't want to jump, you could just step these. Okay, this is our last 30 seconds work here. You will get a chance for a drink at the end. So try and keep moving through. All right, chance for a little break. You should be feeling more warmed up there now. Just going to change the times. We're going to up our time now on our next round to 45 seconds, but we do get a little rest at the end of each one. All right, so while you're just having your little rest and grabbing a drink, I'll just talk you through what we're doing next. We've got 2 cross jumps and 1 squat jump. Actually, we'll do 2 and 2, keep it easy. So your cross jumps are what we just did, 1 and 2, and then from there it's going to be 1 and 2 on your squat jumps. Again, if you don't want to jump, you've got your option to keep it low impact. That would just be a regular squat then here. So we'll do 2 and 2 just so it's easy to keep remembering. And then we're going to do a plank climb into a squat thrust. So your plank climb, you want to be down in a high plank to start. Okay, we're going to climb down into a low plank, taking your hips with you. Then you're going to climb back up, and then here you'll get 1 squat thrust. Then you'll climb back down, back up. If you don't want to jump, step it in, step it back. Okay, so you can go low impact there as well. Then we got T jumps and a lateral lunge. So I'll just keep the camera on my bottom half. Your T jumps, imagine you're drawing a T on the floor. So it's 3 jumps, okay? And then it's going to be a lateral lunge to the left, lateral lunge to the right. Then 3 jumps again, lateral lunge. I'll remind you of these as we're going through. Last ones are your shoulder taps and your knee drives. So you're going to do shoulder tap, knee drive, knee drive. Okay, so you could do your shoulder taps from here, push up into a higher plank and just try for a shallower knee drive if you're struggling in those, but give it a go at doing your full plank. Try and work on that full plank. So I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I'm going to grab a quick drink while I can. So we've got 2 cross jumps, 2 squat jumps. So 1, 2, 1 and 2. If you don't want to jump, tap and tap, squat and squat. So it's 2 of everything. 1 and 2. So try and keep it nice and soft in the knees, bending the knees as you land in those squat jumps. So we've got slightly longer rounds here. 45 seconds work, 15-second rest. 1, 2, jump and jump. Last few seconds. All right, 15-second breather. So next one's your plank climb and your squat thrust. I'll do mine here from the side so you can see, and I'll try and show you the variations. Okay, so started in a high plank. Climb down, take the hips with you. Climb back up. 1 squat thrust. Climb down, climb back up. If you don't want to jump, step it in and back. If you're struggling to do your climbs, drop it to the knees, get your climbs here, push up, try just for a baby jump. So just work on trying to improve wherever you're at. So if you need to step in, step it in. You're on your last few seconds. Okay, 15 seconds rest. T jumps and your lateral lunge. Just give yourself a bit of room on the floor here. I'm going to go sideways just so I don't crash into my settees. All right, so it's 1 forward, side, side. That's your T. Lateral lunge, lateral lunge. And again, forward, lunge. So sink into that leg that's lunging. Lunge, lunge. So 3 jumps. Don't worry if it doesn't really look like the shape of a T. You're on to your last 10 seconds. All right, shoulder taps with our knee drive, okay? So again, a plank one. We're combining a bit of everything here. So again, I'll try and give you a few variations on these if you're struggling. But otherwise, start from a plank, shoulder tap, knee drive, knee drive. Again, you've got the option to drop to the knees. You would need to come up. You can get your shallower knee drive here. While you're doing your shoulder taps, try and keep your shoulders and your hips facing the floor. And when you're doing your knee drives, try and bring yourself forward to get your knees close to your arms as you can. Okay, and we're almost done. All right, that is round one. Here you've got a chance to grab a drink. You've got 30 seconds to recompose. Take on some water. Okay, we've got 2 more rounds like that to do, okay? So now you know the exercises. Do any tweaks that you need. So if the jumping's not working for you, lower the impact. Okay, 1, 2, jump and jump. Or cross, cross, squat and squat. So you just pick, but keep counting 2 and 2, 2 of everything. So if you're not jumping, tap, tap, squat. Last few seconds. And rest. 15 seconds. So next one's down on the floor, plank climb, squat thrust. Again, I'll try and show you both options. Okay, so start coming down to your plank. Start high, drop down, take the hips with you, climb back up, and then squat thrust, Back down we go. So again, if you don't want to jump, step it. If you're struggling on your climb, drop to the knees. Do your climb here, then you'd have to come back. You can do a smaller jump or a step. So one full climb, one jump. And then 15-second break. Okay, so back to our feet for this next one. T jumps, we need 3. And then your lateral lunge, so just get a little bit of space. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3 on the jumps, lunge, and lunge. 1, 3 on your jumps. Sink down into those lunges. Nice and light on your jumps. Taking your rest. You have 15 seconds. But we're down on the floor again. Shoulder taps, knee drives. So we got 3 seconds. Start coming down into your plank. Okay, so shoulder tap, drive the knee, other knee, tap, tap. So if you'd rather do your taps, you can drop to the knees, and then you could push up, stick your bum up more if you're struggling in your plank, work on your drives from there. All right, taking your rest, that's round 2. You've got another 30-second break. So take on some water. Catch a little bit of breath. This is our last time round. The same 4 exercises. So you know these exercises now. You have got about 10 seconds to get ready. We're starting with those 2 cross jumps, 2 squat jumps. 1, 2, into your squats or your jumps. Just remind you of the lower impact again, cross, cross, squat, squat. So keep going with your choice. Last 10 seconds, last little push. Taking your break. Just 15 seconds. We've got our plank climb with our squat thrust. Last time here. Okay, so you need to start down in your plank. Okay, you're going to drop down, up, jump the feet in, and back. You could step it in. You could drop the knees. And then come back up and step it in there. So completely up to you. Okay, last few seconds. And coming up. 15-second breather. We've got our T-hops into your lateral lunges Okay, last few seconds of your rest. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, lunge, and lunge. Last few seconds. Take your rest. One last exercise here. We've got our shoulder tap knee drive. So last time in a plank here. Then we get a nice little rest. So coming down. Okay, so it's tap, tap, drive, drive. You can also drop to the knees and do your taps. And then you could come up a little higher. Just get your knee drives here where you're working on it. For those doing it in full plank, try and keep your hips still as you get your shoulder taps and drive that knee as far forward as you can, rocking on the toes, bringing your weight into your arms. And then take a little breather there. I'm going to move out of the sun. So we've got a rest here slightly longer. I need to change the time again, so grab yourself a drink. I'll change the time, so then while you finish off the rest of your rest, I will run you through what's happening next. We've got 3 cycles, 3 sets. All right, so we're down on the floor for this last set now. So let me just make sure that's tilted down. All right, 3 things. We've got sit-ups or crunches, so I'll let you choose. So if you're doing your full sit-ups, just reach your hands forward. You're going to try and come all the way up, taking the hands just through the knees. If that's a little too much for you, reach to the thighs, lift the shoulders, then crunching from here. So you're not going to rest your head and shoulders all the way back down every time. Your shoulders are going to stay off the floor and you're going to keep pulsing. 30 seconds of that, we'll get a 10-second break. Then we're going to do plank knee taps to go with that in the middle. So into a plank, drop the knees, straighten the legs. So you're lightly tapping the floor with the knees, 30 seconds there, and then the last ones are leg raises. So your variations on those would be, the toughest would be both legs, keeping them straight all the way down, lift them up. Variation is both legs, but keep a bend on them, so you're just tapping the heels. Or you could do one leg and then the other. So any of those variations that I've just shown you, we've got 10 seconds. So start coming down to the floor. Your first ones are your sit-ups or your crunches. So take your pick. Okay, so you're doing your full sit-up. You want to reach through the knees. If you're doing your crunches, keep your shoulders off the floor. Keep reaching towards the knees. So you're just lowering a little bit and then pushing back up. These are 30 seconds, these rounds, so a little shorter than our last rounds. All right, you just get a 10-second rest here. Our next one is in a plank position, so you just need to flip over. So on this one now, you're going to be in a plank, drop, just tap in the knees, down to the floor, and then pushing back up. If you're struggling to do both, you could do one and then the other. And you get 10 seconds. We've got to come back onto our backs. Okay, so I'll go through all the versions again as we're doing them. Hardest version would be straight legs, all the way down, all the way up. If that's a little intense, put a bend on the knees, tap the heels. Or if you prefer, keep one leg in the air, just lower one. Okay, last few seconds. And we get a longer rest here, so you have got time to have a drink. I'm going to give us about 20 seconds here. I gave us 30, but I don't think we need it. Okay, so start coming back into your position. Here, if you're ready, in 3, 2, 1, back to your crunches or your sit-ups. So sit-ups, you're reaching all the way through. Crunching, you're just reaching up to the knees. Okay, last few seconds. Okay, 10-second rest here, but we need to come into a plank position. Okay, so from your plank, you just want to drop the knees down to the floor. You've got the option to do one and then the other. Push all the way back into that plank, and you're just lightly tapping the knees to the floor, so you're not resting at the floor at the bottom. Okay, last few seconds. All right, 10 seconds we've got to get back down onto the floor on our backs. Choosing your version for your leg raises. Again, I will go through them all. So you've got toughest version, both legs down to the floor and up. You could just go part way. You could put a bend on the knees. Or you could do one and then the other. Then you get a rest here. So again, I'm going to give us about 20 seconds here. I don't think we need 30. This is our last time round. So just give it all you've got in 4, 3, 2, 1. You're back to your sit-ups or your crunches. So if you prefer, or you're not quite there on your sit-ups, just crunching, just keep your shoulders off the floor. You don't have to go all the way back down. Just squeezing up and then lowering a little bit. Okay, 10-second rest, which we know gives us time to come over, ready for a plank. Okay, so you're just going to lightly tap knees to the floor and then push back out through the heels when you come back up, so that you come in all the way back into that plank. You're trying to get your shoulders over your wrists. You can drop it down to one leg, tap in and then the other. Last time with these leg raises. Okay, so you know by now which is the best option for you. It might be that you start on one, do the first few with both legs together, then maybe take the bend on the knee. So you're trying to keep your lower back to the floor as much as you can with this one. Or maybe one leg and then the other. So we're going to come up and get some stretches. We're all finished. So coming up to your feet. Let's take those legs nice and wide. Hands on your hips, you're just going to fold yourself forward. So reaching down towards the floor. Try and push your weight into your heels so you feel that stretch up the back of the legs. We're going to walk the hands across the floor towards that right foot, ankle, wherever you can reach your shin. And just pull your chest in towards the right knee. So that stretch may just change on your leg. Gently release, walking your hands all the way across to the left. Again, take hold of your leg, your ankle, your foot. Feel that stretch up the leg. Release, walking your hands back to the middle. Hands come to your hips, pulling yourself up nice and straight. Just going to raise that right arm up overhead. Reach up to the ceiling and then take a lean over to the left. Feel that stretch down your side. And then coming up, bring that arm down. Left arm comes up. Big reach up. And then over to the left, to the right, sorry. And then coming back. Bringing your hands together, pushing out through the hands. So try and round your back, stretch across your shoulders at the back. Then lift up again, nice big long stretch. Finally, you're going to bring your hands behind. So you just want to pull back on your chest. Get a stretch across the front of your shoulders. And then just shake yourself off. If there's any extra stretches you feel you need to do, if you know you tighten your quads or anything, do that now while your body's warm, your muscles are warmed up. Take on a little bit of extra water. It is still pretty warm today. And have yourselves a good weekend. And I shall see you all next week. Bye.